But we begin this morning with the unusual marine mammal sightings in Long Island waters that have startled even the experts and the public alike. Take a look at this video. It's of dolphins enjoying the warm waters of Long Island Sound near North Hempstead. There have been numerous sightings of the dolphins that have even caught those who patrol these waters somewhat off guard.
We were very surprised, and we didn't know what it was for the first about 30 seconds. We were real surprised. We didn't know what it was. And then all of a sudden, we noticed what it was. We saw 2 or 3 pods of them, and it was really because they were pretty close to. It was about 25 feet away from us.
And it's not just dolphins. There have been whales and even sharks spotted off the coast. So what's causing these marine creatures to show up in our waters this year? Joining us now is Mallory Nathan. He is the Chief Bay Constable for the town of North Hempstead. And welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, Richard.
So now your staff shot the video we just saw. I know you shot some as well. Have there been more sightings since this video was taken about 2 weeks ago?
Actually, this past Wednesday, there were sightings of several dozen dolphin between Hempstead Harbor and Oyster Bay Harbor.
Are you surprised by this?
You know, years ago, I would definitely say yes, but it's becoming more and more common, so I'm not surprised any longer.
You know, and it's not just dolphins. You had some video of whales that we have. I think we have some right here. Look at that. What kind of whale is that?
Those are beluga whales. Earlier this summer, we received a report of whales entering Manhasset Bay.
Incredible.
On investigation, I discovered the whales and shot the video we're looking at now. It's quite astonishing.
Had you ever seen whales there in the Long Island
Not
Sound?
beluga whales. I have seen other types, but not belugas.
Yeah, because they're a little larger, right? It's not the tiny, small ones.
They were about 12 to 15 feet. They're not the biggest whales that have been in Long Island Sound, but where they come from was quite astonishing.
Well, you know, it's not just in the Long Island Sound. We've seen dolphins, whales, and even sharks off the coast, as I mentioned, off the south shore of Long Island. And what do you think is causing these marine mammals to suddenly be showing up in our waters when we've not seen them in years past?
You know, I attribute it to the cleanliness of the water.
They like really clean water too, right?
You know, the clean water attracts the bait, which attracts the mammals. And you know, the town has been making numerous efforts in conjunction with the coalitions and the protection committees for both Hempstead Harbor and Manhasset Bay.
So you're talking about cleaning up Long Island Sound because, you know, a generation ago it was pretty polluted and people were shocked. And every time it rained, we had to close the beaches. That still happens. But what efforts have been made to clean up those waters?
You know, it's just the industries have changed, the standards have changed. We do frequent testing to monitor what's going on. Simple things as connections to sewer systems.
Oh, yeah, we've been doing many stories on that in the last few years, and it's been a big topic on our show here, particularly leaking septic tanks, and especially along the North Shore. It contributes in many ways when you get a storm to runoff that causes the beaches to have to be closed because of high bacterial counts,
you know,
right?
Unfortunately, after a storm, a knee-jerk reaction is to close the beaches in case.
Right.
In case there's damage or in case there's pollution.
Yeah, because you don't want people getting sick.
Right,
so
but it's not always the case.
Right.
The public sees that as it being polluted, but it's for their own safety. The waters are then tested and most times opened up right after that.
Well, you know, it's a perennial issue, though, because, you know, there's a lot of marine traffic through there. We have a neighbor, Connecticut, that also has its share in this problem. There's been complaints about dredging and what effect that has. But, you know, just eyeballing it, you can clearly see the water looks better.
You know, I see the clarity, I see the color of the water. It's very promising. It really is.
Well, there's a lot more work to be done, but it's at least good to be pointing it in that direction. And we all think it's remarkable to see this. And if that's helping bring these mammals in, you know, and tourists are enjoying it, people, mariners. I would imagine mariners must come up to you now and say, have you seen any dolphins or whales today?
You know, it has happened. It still happens. You know, people see these items on the news. They have interest. Everybody loves mammals.
Yet these are protected species in some of these cases, so the public being advised to take care. What rules should mariners follow when they come upon these amazing marine animals?
You know, really give them the distance they deserve and the respect they deserve. Don't crowd them. You know, don't try to swim with them. Obviously, they are wild animals
and big. Some of them,
and
so
big,
you can get hurt.
And big.
And you got to look out for their safety too. You can get in trouble if you harm them in any way. Yeah. And then, of course, we saw a report just a couple of days ago that around the world, this is not just Long Island, around the world, so far to date, and they haven't been keeping records for thousands of years, we're looking at maybe 100 years or so, this is the warmest year on record from January to this point. And do you think warming waters are having an impact on the animals showing up here?
You know, I'm going to go back to the water cleanliness. I really am. I think the fact that the waters are cleaner, the moratoriums on fishing for these species, and the fact that they are getting respect, they're left alone. I believe their numbers are increasing, and they're looking for new territory.
So you're optimistic about the state of the Long Island Sound?
I am.
Yeah, but you got your camera ready to spot some more mammals out there for us?
Absolutely.
Well, you keep sending us that video because we loved it, and you can't get enough of that for my money. Mallory Nathan, Chief Bay Constable with the town of North Hempstead. Thanks for shedding some light on these sightings today. Wouldn't be surprised if there are more ahead.